Is this real? I think it is. I was more excited for Forspoken than I am for Armored Core 6. Despite being a big From Software fan, Armored Core 6 is failing to get me invested, which is something even flops like Forspoken and Redfall managed to do. Speaking of senseless flying around, Armored Core 6 looks like chaos for the sake of chaos. Nothing looks like it matters here. It looks to have no rhyme or reason to it. In games like Forspoken, the story sucked for the most part, but at least I know the main character had a reason to keep fighting. I despised Atomic Heart for disappointing me so much, and its story was unforgivingly bland, but hey, at least I know the protagonist had his reasons to take on the hordes of angry robots. The game's intentionally vague and suggestive story trailer may have drummed up excitement among some people, but I wasn't one of them. I don't know. Like, I feel like at the very end of the, it was at the very, very end, right? Like, dude, this part was so good.
621. I'll give you a reason to exist.
And that was it. And that was it. That was so good. That was fine. Yeah, looked lame. I thought it was good. I guess, like, so if you watch the whole trailer, I guess, yeah, showing, like, the last second of it might not make sense to people. But I remember the trailer, like, whenever we saw it, we were like, oh, that's fucking badass. That's awesome. So what's wrong? I don't know. I don't get it. It's crazy. And Elden Ring, compared to the whole realization that Marika's actually Radagon, was fucking awesome and showed the human element to being a demigod. Yeah, I mean, that was good too. But, like, I don't know. I feel like a lot of the game, Armored Core 6 looks like you're a drone fighting other drones. It looks completely weightless in terms of combat decisions and whether you're fighting for a good reason. Watching the gameplay looks like two robots bumping into each other. On paper, fast-paced and brutal mecha combat sounds like a surefire win, but after a few minutes of looking at Armored Core 6, I'm bored. I recall seeing it, describing it to the raised eyebrow of our deputy editor, Jamie, as a $1 ago arcade game, which may be fun if you're at an arcade, but for a $70 title, I'm not sure. I'm willing to give any game a shot, and I'm sure once Armored Core eventually goes on sale, I'll pay the price of admission and start shooting down enemy mechs and drones, but for the first time in my life, a game that should excite me simply doesn't. I'm hoping the trailers aren't doing it any justice, and that playing it will give me the From Software adrenaline rush that I crave. But until that time comes, I'm worried I may have to skip a major upcoming Xbox game for the first time in a very long time. Oh my god, guys. Oh my fucking god. This is the problem with mech games. And I talked about this, didn't I? I said that people are not able to emotionally attach themselves to the character. And, like, so much of it is, like, people's emotional investment into it. So, the gameplay is crazy on Devati video. Of course it's fucking crazy. Of course it's, like, what are you talking? Like, I don't know. Mech games flop a lot. Yeah, because people, like, you can't relate to a robot, but, like, this is a girl. You've seen a girl before, right? At least some people have. Maybe, like, 3 or 4 people in the chat have seen a girl before. Well, so you'd be able to recognize, like, oh, okay, yeah, I know what this is, right? But it's a mech warrior, and so it's like this weird thing, and it's not the same, and it's like totally different. So I can get it. Western media is angry at FromSoft because they're making good games. Maybe it's just a different genre. Here's what I think. I think the truth is that Armored Core is probably not going to be anywhere near the same level of a splash as Elden Ring. And I don't think it's going to have the same scope as Elden Ring or Dark Souls 3 or probably even Sekiro. I think it's just going to be a very good game for what it is. And I feel like a lot of people are okay with that. Like, that's fine. I'm kind of tired of people that are expecting every video game to be like a 300-hour adventure. Because the way that a lot of video games create 300-hour experiences isn't through fun, it's through repetition and grinding. Like, Final Fantasy 16 is a good example of this, where, like, if you go through the main story, it doesn't take forever. It's not going to be, like, a massive, long period of time to play the game. But whenever you do it, it's good. the quality is good the whole time. 14, did I say 14? I meant 16. Mech games are never popular. They're always a cult game. Critics usually have trash opinions with big words scattered in to make them feel smart. Yeah, it's just like, I don't know. I just think it's so weird that people have like these kind of opinions about a game like Armored Core 6. But again, I think that a lot of people want to be emotionally attached to a video game or to a character. So whenever they don't have that, they're not able to get invested into it. It's okay to not like a certain type of genre. It's just weird for the author to slightly throw shade at the game for being what it is. Yeah, exactly. Do you think GGG making 2 games to make people play as much as possible for PoE will bring them more money? Yeah, I hope so. If you don't like mech, you're weird. Nah, that's fine. Like, I think it's okay. It's just kind of weird because, like, it's not a bad thing for a game to come out and for you not to be interested in that game. Like, I remember whenever Sekiro came out and I had played Dark Souls, I didn't immediately get super excited for Sekiro because it's like, well, I don't really play games like that. You know, it's not the same as Dark Souls, so I don't care. But like, I went back and I played it and it was good. And I just hope that, like, I hope people realize that a really good development team that has the eye for what's actually good gameplay, that is going to span a lot larger than just like one genre or one game or one series. Like back in the day, you would buy a game from Blizzard because it was a good game. And you would know that Blizzard makes good games, so if Blizzard makes a game, it's a good game. That's the reason why people bought Baldur's Gate 3. It's because Divinity 2 Original Sin was really good. And that's the same reason why everybody's excited for the Riot MMO. It's because Riot makes really good games. So I view From Software as the same thing. And every game has to be a hype train masterpiece? Yeah, exactly. There are barely any mech games, so it's always good to see one specifically developed from FromSoft. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I wanted to talk about this for a few minutes because, like, it's just kind of weird to see people say that. Turn-based combat put me off a lot. Yeah, I think that people, well, what I'm saying is, like, a good developer with a good eye will make people, it will make people look past that. At least that's what I've always thought. FromSoftware has always been making mech games since forever, though. Yeah, exactly. Armored Core is an old game from a studio. It's not a Souls game. It's very Japanese. We'll see what happens.